Hey, guys. Welcome back to Heart Flow, the podcast. Um, Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys had a great week last week. I hope you guys was able to relax and chill on the national day off for some people. Um, I hope you guys just had an opportunity to take a moment to relax. Um, I did not post a video last week for that reason, just to chill. And then also, my toddler is deciding not to take naps. He will fight his nap and then just be sleepy and fussy for the rest of the day. So that was also going on. But he's asleep now. Um, but yeah, thank you so much for tuning in again to my podcast, where I talk about whatever topics that are brought to my attention, topics that people want me to expound on, or topics that I just want to talk about, stemming from what may be trending kind of sometimes. Um, my own personal healing journey, womanhood, motherhood, relationships, the counseling world, all of the things, right? I give my perspective from a Black woman, a Christian woman, and a therapist. I am all three. um, yeah, thank you for tuning in. I wanted to start a little bit by expounding on this video that I made last week. Um, it was very quick because the time was short when you do reels. So I just really kind of wanted to say that my podcast is really my own personal healing journey. Um, and well, it's where I share my own personal healing journey. And so in the moments that I have a revelation or that part of my healing journey, I may express my feelings, and they are true in those moments, right? And whether that's in regards to platonic or intimate relationships, whether that's in relation to my career field, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? My feelings are my feelings in the moment that I feel them. And in the process, in the moment of that process or of my process or whatever, so I share, right? I never thought I would be a podcast that somebody or people would tune into just to try to gather information or to see what I'm gonna say next or to use it not necessarily against me, but kind of try to hurt my feelings in a way. um, or use it in some type of way between my ex and I. And I think that's just really weird. You know what I'm saying? So if you are here for that, thank you for being here and watching my videos. I appreciate you because you are tuning in. You are making my views go up. So there's that. Also, though, if you have a question about what I may be saying or something in regards to my ex, or if you like my ex, go after him. We are not together. I'll say that. I'll say that plain and clear. We are not together. I ain't single. He is single. He does whatever he wants to do. Period. Okay? That's actually that. And I really don't have to explain myself, but I'm just giving that tidbit. Okay? I'm just giving that tidbit of information. Um, and that's really that. And also and honestly, if you are questioning, this goes to anybody, if you are questioning what a dude is saying to you, it's not sitting right with you. One, check yourself, right? Check to see if it's your um if you need to do a little bit more healing within yourself. But then also check him. If it's not sitting right with you, there's a reason why it's not sitting right with you. It's either not sitting right with you because you need to heal some more, or it's not sitting right with you because something's not on the up and up. And instead of trying to check an outside source, You should probably check the people that are actually involved in what you're involved in. I'll say that. uh, and that's in regards to that goes for anybody, okay? Um, because it doesn't make sense for me. Why would I enter into a situation where I'm not sure about it or it's iffy? I'm questioning it. Something's not sitting right. I'm not about to do it. I'm not about to participate. If everything is on the up and up, everything is um, out in the open, and everything is clear, then proceed. If not, then don't. I don't know. Those seem like the clear options to me. Um, but that's it. That's all in regards to that. Which actually leads me into my topic for today. Um, why do people, or why are people so quick to tell others to leave their relationship? Why are people so quick to tell someone to leave their relationship? Everybody knows what happened with between Kiki and her child's father over last weekend. I don't know. Um, excuse me. And I'm not about to talk about that part. The part that I am going to talk about is everybody was saying that she needed to leave him. Not everybody, but a lot of people were saying that she needed to leave him where he at. You know what I'm saying? He ain't this, he ain't that. Woo 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 woo. Now, what I will comment on is if those are his feelings, those are his feelings. Okay, he should have kept that between him and Kiki. Period. That's my take on that. Those are his feelings. That's fine. Those are his feelings. But that should have been kept between him and Kiki. The world didn't need to know. Um, because now you got everybody in your business having all these different opinions and saying whoop whoop and that. But why are we so quick to tell someone to exit out of their relationship? We don't know what they go through. We don't know what they talk about. We don't know what they're in agreement with. We don't know any of their stuff. We see one mistake, mishap, misjudgment, miscommunication. We see one thing and we're like, leave him, leave her, that ain't it. Y'all, why? Why do we insist on people leaving their partners? Where is the grace in relationships where we can um, forgive, we can talk about the situation, rectify the situation, forgive, and move on and move forward? Like that is not an option for people. You would see, or you would think, with how they are reacting to so many, not even just Kiki and her son's father, but in a lot of things that go public, it's crucify him, crucify her, uh, break up with them. There's never any grace. There's never any grace extended. There's never any, oh, that was just the one thing, or maybe such and such. There's no, it's none of that. And it's sad because how are you in your relationships? Are you just hopping from one relationship to the next over one infraction? Now, listen, people do have non negotiables, but we don't know what people's non negotiables are because we aren't those people and we aren't in their relationship. So we don't know whatever has surfaced is their non negotiable or not. So mind your business. Stay out of people's relationships. Stop telling them what to do. Because you aren't going to be by their side if they do leave them and they have to deal with a whole plethora of other situations now that they are single. You're not going to be by their side. You're not going to be holding their hand. You're not going to be comforting them. So mind your business. I don't think that's difficult. I really do not. I really do not. I was watching, this is really not on the same topic, but it just came to mind. I watched a clip of this podcast, and they're known people. I don't know who they are, but um, the guy was saying how his wife wasn't gonna leave him if he cheated on her. Granted, the way he brought it up, it was very cocky. Like, oh, I know you ain't leaving me. And it was almost in a way like he had already cheated before, or he has cheated in the past and she stayed, so he knows if he cheats again, she gonna stay. But she was like standing 10 tones down and no, she will leave, and she will leave like a thief in the night, and you won't even know. And she will be out of there. Um, I think it's very important to discuss topics before you get on your podcast and start talking, because that is the topic you need to discuss beforehand. Again, conversations you need to have outside of the public eye, outside of the public eye, and then speak your mind or your truth afterwards, after y'all have discussed whatever y'all discussed. It wasn't looking good. It didn't look good. It did not. That clip did not look good, and all of the backlash that Kiki's son's father got, it was not good. They was dragging that man, like for real, which is unfortunate because it wasn't necessary. But again, you bring your personal perspective or thoughts in regards to another person and how they should look or what they should be wearing and all of that to the public eye. Whew. Especially when women are under such scrutiny as it is. Like, we don't have rights for nothing, it seems like. It's just everything is just being taken away. Okay? We can't say yay or nay to our own bodies, and then you gonna say it's the outfit for me, you're a mom. Like, okay. Okay. Again, those are your thoughts. All right. But between you and her in private, already have that conversation then. That's it. That's all, really. And you don't think your wife is going to cheat on you. Again, that's a conversation between y'all still. It didn't look like the conversation was had before. And the way he brought it up was, nah, I ain't gonna talk about it. And then she was like, no, say it. And he was like, nah. He knew he shouldn't have brought up that topic, but he did anyway. Just talk about it with your person, okay? And then bring it up if need be later to the public on your podcast later. I don't know, but some things need to be discussed ahead of time just between y'all. Like, the people don't need to see it raw. People don't need to see it raw, uncut. Zero. No, no. But even still, I think we should stay out of people's business because it's not our business. It's not our business, guys. So let's stay out of it. Okay? Okay. Also, let's talk about Keith Lee for a second. Okay? I love Keith Lee. I do. I really didn't know too much about him until I watched one of Kevin's podcasts. Here's the thing, and they were talking about him, not in a bad way, but just talking about getting him on the podcast or whatever. And then they did have him on the podcast, and he went through his life pretty much. Talked about his life, where he came from, his upbringing, his struggles, um, how he got to where he is now, and how he like tried to keep God first in his life, all of the things. Now it has come, um, or I don't know if it's coming out, but it's circulating around maybe again, how he met his wife. Yeah, again, why are we in people's business? I don't understand that. And why are we assuming information when the information was literally given to us? We're assuming his wife felt some type of way. We're assuming um, his wife or then girlfriend didn't have a say, didn't have a voice, didn't have a role in, like they didn't communicate things. I just don't understand how we can be so far removed from someone's life, but have all the say about it, have all the input on it, have everything to say about somebody else's relationship when we don't have a lick of knowledge of what actually happened. All we know is what they said. And in his interview, I believe it's the only one he's done is the one with Kev, which was such a genuine and warm interview they did with Kev, or he did with Kev and That Chick Angel. And it's on YouTube. Um, he gave the information. I thought it was clear, honestly, of how they met, um, his life, his journey, everything was clear to me. He was young, maybe early 20s, I think he's still in his 20s, early 20s, late teens or something like that. Um, he was struggling in life in his mental and emotional state. He was struggling in life, also financially, trying to figure out his way. Um, he ran into his wife now, but then friend at the time, and he liked her. He dug her. He was like, "You gonna be my girlfriend?" Then he found out that she had a man, so he was just sticking around because he liked her. They were friends. They were cool, or whatever. But that is a problem for people. I just don't. I don't get it. I really don't. He made stupid decisions um, because he was young and he, I don't know, he was young. We all make mistakes. We all do stupid stuff. And it's not even like things was drastic. He like got drunk somewhere and went to uh, his wife's house, well, his friend then at the time house or whatever. And she ended up having to take care of him because he was so like drunk out of his mind. Um, she could have kicked him out. People were talking like his wife is helpless, like she didn't have a say in any of the things that took place. She could have kicked him out. She could have told him to go somewhere else. She could have done all those things. She wasn't responsible for him. She could have made the decision and be like, "No, we're not kicking it." She didn't do any of that. She wanted him to around, so he was around. People be I don't understand. Like one minute women have voices, but the next minute we don't. And he's men are pushing agendas on us, but we do have voices. We do have voices. We can speak up. We literally can do that. And she chose to take care of her friend because they were friends. She chose to take care of her friend, so that's what she did. And I don't understand the problem. And then when they were actually like dating, he was like, "No, we're going to get married and we're going to have kids." And that was the indication for her, like, "Oh, he's actually serious about this relationship. So this is what's going to happen." Why is that a problem? Why is it a problem for him to say, "We're going to get married and we're going to have kids," when that's actually something that she wanted? He didn't pressure her into marriage. He didn't pressure her into having children. I'm confused on why that is a bad thing. Y'all talk about, women talk about walking into their soft era, allowing a man to lead, allowing a man to be a man, all of these things, but yet when a man steps up and says, I'm ready for these things and this is what's going to happen for us and our family, y'all have a problem with that. So which one is it going to be? Are y'all going to let the man lead, or are you going to lead? What what is it? Are you going to be the leader of your relationship and household, or are you going to actually let the man be the leader of their relationship in the household? I don't know what you want, because y'all confusing me out here. It's confusing. If the man has the ability to lead and he's not like stringing you along in the wrong ways or leading you in the wrong down the wrong paths, he has a vision. All of the things, even if they were young, so even if he's like figuring it out, she trusted him, so they did what needed to be done. I'm mm, I don't know, but also my thoughts and opinions, my perspective is different than a lot of people. So I don't conform to a lot of viewpoints and perspectives as a lot of people out here. So if it's just my going against the grain type of thought process, then that's fine. That's fine too. We don't all have to agree. If you want to say you living in your soft era but actually want to lead your house and your relationship, if that makes sense to you, listen, do that. There's going to be somebody that agrees with you. There's going to be somebody that also agrees that you can be soft and be masculine at the same time. Somebody's going to agree. Somebody's going to agree to it. Not me, but somebody will. And who am I? You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I don't think that makes sense. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Either I am going to be resting in my feminine energy, or I am going to be leading and walking in my masculine energy. And there's times where you have to lead. Now, granted, there's times in relationships where roles are switched and you have to take on more than the other person. There's like ebbs and flows in relationships. Nothing is ever just straight one way all the time. Okay. Um, that's just not how it works, because people are people. People go through their own processes. People have to go through their own individual struggles and journeys, even in relationships. So there's going to be ebbs and flows in that. And sometimes you do have to just take the reins and be about your business. But that still doesn't mean you diminish him as a man. That still doesn't mean you respect him less, disrespect him, and all of that or whatever. It just means that you have to pick up the slack right now where he is unable to. And that looks however that looks in individual relationships. There is um, no cookie cutter layout for relationships, really. It is based off of those two individual people. That's why I say mind your business, because you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they discussed. You don't know what their ebbs and flows look like. You don't know none of their business. So, what is working for them is working for them. If there's no abuse going on, and abuse really, really nobody can do anything about the abuse anyway, that's on the outside of the relationship, even still, okay? Like, you can say whatever you want to say, you can try to rescue the person as much as you want to, but until the person sees it, open their eyes and sees it, identifies it, and has the strength to walk away, they will be in that abusive relationship until they realize they need to be out of it. So you can be a listening ear, you can be a crying shoulder as much as you have the capacity to. But at the end of the day, it's still their choice. There is nothing we can do to make somebody leave a relationship. There really isn't. There really isn't. The only time somebody leaves a relationship is when they are done and when they are ready to. So again, mind your business is really, I feel like that should be the title of this episode. Mind your business. I think so. Because it's true. You have to mind your business because you don't know what's going on. You have no idea what's going on. Somebody, you and your friend can be talking or whatever about her relationship, right? And she giving you all the tea, right? And she's saying all the things that he's doing wrong, all the things that he's um, lacking in, and just all this X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. And you just like, oh, girl, leave him. He ain't this, he ain't that. Leave, blah, 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 woo, 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 woo. Um, but at the end of that day, they talk about it, they have a discussion, they work through it, and now they're fine. But you still talk about, leave them, he ain't this, he ain't that. But they already resolved their problem. And they're moving on happily because it's their relationship. It's not yours. What can you do? You can't really do anything. That's also why people shouldn't share everything. And honestly, people don't share everything in relationships. They really don't. Um, one of my friends was like, "You tell me the bad, but you don't really tell me the good," and I had to laugh because that was actually very true. I told her some of the good, but it wasn't always the good. But it also just so happened when we communicated, it was on the bad times. So when the times were good, we didn't communicate like that. But yeah, if you are going to share, you're in a relationship. If you are going to share, share the good and the bad. And then also, if you're listening, try to be unbiased when you're listening. Just let them share whatever they're sharing. And you just be that ear, be that sounding board, and just let it go and let it be right there where they left it. Because there's really nothing you can do any other way. I mean, otherwise, because it's their business. You can't fix it for them. They're going to have to fix it, whatever the situation is. You know what I'm saying? Mind your business is all. I think that's important. Okay, so kind of a hard left turn. Hold on. So I am not the mom that puts her children or child in situations that aren't beneficial for him. I feel like we've kind of discussed this already. You know what I'm saying? Um, I am not. I don't listen. I don't care who. Well, I don't care who approaches me. Like dating wise, I am not sacrificing my child's safety, sacrificing my child's comfort because of me and what I want. There will be times where the opportunity will present itself again. Listen, dates come and dates go. Men come and men go. I will not sacrifice my child's comfort or safety because I want to go on a date or because I want to see a man or because I want to do the grown up. What? Absolutely not. I don't listen, and I if you do that, that's you. Okay? That is your lane. I'm not in that lane. I'm not. So you will never hear Shayla having a bunch of dudes around her child. You never hear that Shayla had really any guy around her child that's not his dad or family. Cause what? Do you know spirits be on people? Moods and energies follow people. You know what I'm saying? And then, as nice as individuals may present themselves to be, you don't know how they're going to be with your child. You don't know how your child is going to be with them. Like, no, I'm not introducing my child to anybody until I know that it could potentially be something. Or like me and the guy has talked for an extended period of time, then you can possibly meet. Possibly. But I am not, no. Especially if the situation is temporary, there's no future in this situation. Absolutely not. Why would I bring you into my home? One, two, around my child. Now, other women do that, and that's on them. That's their decision. That's them, their child, their home. Not me, not mine. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care what you hear about me. You will hear that Shayla don't go for that. Okay? No. Nobody is coming over in the late night while he sleep. None of the things. Plus, my apartment isn't even big enough for all that. So, no. What? No. It's not happening. It's not happening. I have to protect my son at all costs. I am his protector right now. Me and Jesus, we are his protectors right now. If we ain't gonna protect them, who will? Hmm? He just out here willy nilly unprotected? No. He a baby. He 3. What sense does that make? Hmm? You have to protect your children physically and spiritually and mentally and emotionally. You have to be their guardian, like literally guard their gates, literally. What does it look what would it look like for me? Now I'm talking about me personally, Shayla Johnson, me. What would it look like for me to have whomever, whenever, be around my child? No. So if that means I miss out on the appointments, then so be it. If I miss out on dates, then so be it. It is what it is. Because they will come and they will come later. If it is meant for us to communicate, then we will communicate and you will be understanding of my situation. If you're not understanding of my situation, then clearly, baby, this ain't for you. But that's just that. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. And then plus it's a sticky situation anyway. You're not my son's father, right? So you're trying to come into our lives. He needs to like you eventually. You need to like him immediately. Um, and then also you gonna have to converse with the father. The father needs to converse with you. Like there's a lot of different hands in the cookie jar. There's a lot going on here. So no, I am not just out here. I am not. I don't care what nobody say. I am not. It's too much. It's too much at stake. My future is at stake. Do I want to do anything that will jeopardize my future? No. And that's my future in relationships, my future in my career, my future relationship with my child, all of the things. No. Mm-mm. Say what you want, say what you will, but it's a no for me. And that's how I feel about that. It's just not happening. So I'm going to just be me and my child until whenever. I don't know because who's going to have him like I do? Nobody, baby. I'm sorry. But for real, nobody got him like I got him. I have to protect him on all levels, literally on all levels. That is my duty as a mother to protect him, as a parent to protect him on all levels. So I stand by that. And that's okay. I don't whenever he's able to go and be with his other favorite person, is Shamari. Whenever he's able to go and be with his other favorite person, he can go be with her, and I can do whatever grown-ups do: go out, hang out, go to a movie, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But if he's not with someone that he trusts and is comfortable with, because that is important. That is important that your child is comfortable and trusts the people that they're around. Y'all be dropping y'all kids off on people and they don't like them, they aren't comfortable with them, they don't trust them. Anxiety be on 10, just be on 10. You don't know what's happening. Anyway, when he's able to go with somebody he trusts and is comfortable with, then I can do whatever. But until then, he trusts and is comfortable with me. And that's fine. He's only 3. He's 3. That's okay. It's okay. But when you do find that person and you guys connect and you think it's really worthwhile and you see your future with this individual, I do think it is important that they clearly know that you have children. And I think it's important before you guys get too deep that the children are like introduced, because you do want to see how they interact with each other, um, if there is other children, but also with the person that you're into. You need to see kind of what that dynamic is, if they get along, if they don't get along, if they're not really vibing, if they are vibing, like how the adult is interacting with your child, all of that. You know what I'm saying? You do need to see that. So before it gets super too deep for you and the other person, I do think that is important. I do think it's important that there's an introduction there, for sure, because you don't want to get too deep into a relationship where you're just head over heels and so in love and you about to plan y'all wedding, and then you introduce him to your child and he don't even like your kid, or your kid don't like him. Like your kid genuinely has reservations, not like, who you ain't my dad, not that, but your child genuinely has reservations, like the person gives them anxiety type of situation, you know what I'm saying? Kids perceive things that adults do not. Kids, their voice matter. We need to listen to our children. Their body language, what they're saying out of their mouths, all of that is important, and we need to listen to that, because that can be the determining factor between life and death, between assault and um, any type of assault, you know what I'm saying? Bodily harm, all of that could have been prevented if we were listening to our children. And our children need to know that we are listening to them and they are heard and their voice matters. So they can say, Mom, Dad, this person, I don't pretty much trust them like that. You know, they giving off weird. They was looking at me like this, or they rubbed up against me like that, or I was feeling some type of way because of X, Y, and Z. They need to be able to tell you those things, um, regardless of if the person is the love of your life. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's very important to introduce them before you guys get too deep. I definitely believe in that. Before you guys get too deep in, you need to introduce your children, and also have conversations the um with the other parents too. Like that's like a step further, a step along down the line. Like y'all really gonna be together, the kid really gonna be around. I recommend everybody having a conversation so everybody can be on the same page. I think that's important. If everybody is moving in a healthy manner, there's no um there's no ill feelings or whatever, anything like that. if we can all be adults and have a conversation for the betterment of the child, so the child can be in a safe place at all times, no matter if they're with me or with the other parent. You know what I'm saying? If there's other people around involved, I would need to ensure that my child is safe across the board. So I think it is important that everyone has a conversation. Everybody is on the same page. We meet all the parents have the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does discipline work? How does that work for everybody? Because everybody doesn't discipline the same way. And if you don't hit your child, but they hit children, but you don't want them to hit your child, y'all need to talk about that. Okay? I don't hit my child. I do my very, let me not lie. I do my very best to not have to, um, like pop him for whatever reason, which is very few and far between. Um, and it's never nothing just extra. But I don't do that. So if you're doing that, we have a problem. We have a problem. Okay. Because he doesn't even he doesn't react well to that. So there's just conversations that need to be had between the adults. I highly recommend that. Yeah, I feel like I just went off, but if you do find someone that you connect with and you want to be with, before it gets too deep, introduce the children. If there's multiple children, introduce the children to the other person, see how everybody work out. Um, because you don't want to get too far down the line and everybody hate each other and it's a complete mess. Okay, because sometimes there's no coming back from everybody hating each other. Everybody just hate each other. hmm It ain't like, what's that movie? 12 Dozens? 17 Dozens? I don't know the name of the movie. But when the two families came together and all the kids at first didn't like each other, then they liked each other. They tried to split the parents up, you know, that. Sometimes there's not a come together moment at the end. They just don't like each other. And you want to see that first before you go too deep. Okay, guys? Well, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the topics. Again, you can ask me questions. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any concerns, please message me on Facebook or Instagram at My Heart Speaks LLC. Again, it's My Heart Speaks LLC. Again, not again, but you can also um, purchase any of my artwork or my mugs or my journals or my children's books on my website at myheartspeaks.online. Okay? Anything you need, just go over there, myheartspeaks.online, and you can see what you need. You got it, I mean. That is it. That's all. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Take some time out for yourself, rest, some self care. You know what I'm saying? Don't just run. Rest is important. But that's it. Bye, you guys.